Hello, it's me again, Ron here with Ron's Real Estate Essentials. And not to be negative, but today we're talking about 5 things that buyers get wrong. It is not even that cold outside. Why are these heaters on? So I have been lucky enough to work with first-time home buyers throughout my entire decade in real estate. It's really one of the great pleasures of my job. I had not a great experience when I first bought my apartment in the city, and that's sort of what encouraged me to get into the real estate business and help those who were like me. First-time home buying in Manhattan is a head explosion of thoughts and ideas and circumstances and money and everything that you can imagine. And so I want to talk about some of the things that buyers do wrong when they're looking for property. First, huge mistake, acting out of desperation. Urgency, great. Desperation, no bueno. If you lost that apartment in a bidding war, or perhaps you just weren't the right fit for the co-op financially, don't fret. There are millions of apartments in this city. So if you lost out on one, the next one is right around the corner. Plus, I always tell my buyers that every time you put it in an offer and something happens, it's a learning experience, right? You learn how to negotiate a little bit better. You learn what's really important to you when you're looking for that home. So again, millions of apartments in this city. Another common mistake that I found with my buyers is the hesitation to act. You know what's great about New York? Is that putting in an offer is not contractually binding. In the city, you can put out a million offers, and if you don't negotiate to a price point that you're satisfied with, you can just walk away. And again, every experience is a learning experience. So if you find a place that you like, that you're like, oh, if I could just get this for X amount of dollars, put in an offer. I'll do it for you. It's not that hard. A third mistake that I find buyers making, especially it's in my friend group, it's this unawareness of the market, ignoring it completely because you're just so overwhelmed by it or you feel like you don't understand it. Well, that's why you need a licensed real estate broker on your side, especially if you're a buyer. Most people think that only sellers need agents, and that's not true. New York City real estate is a wild ride, so don't be afraid of it. Just make sure you're surrounding yourself with a professional team. Another huge mistake, and one that I will never let my buyers make, is financial ignorance. We don't want you overpaying, we don't want you overspending, and we don't want you going above and beyond your means. It's just not smart. Budgeting should be the first step in purchasing your home. And when you found a property that you really like and you're going to negotiate the price, the first thing I tell my buyers is determine the number that you're not willing to go over. That way, when you get in the heat of negotiating, you don't just act out of foolishness. You just go above and above. Set the price that you want before you start negotiating. Start lower than that, work your way up to it if you have to, but never go above it. You guys, the biggest mistake every time, looking for the perfect home. Spoiler alert, it don't exist. There's always going to be something in a property that you don't like. So the most important thing is to focus on the things that you can't change and avoid those, right? You can't change the location. You can't change the view. You can't change the lighting. Well, you can change the lighting, but you can't change the natural lighting. So if there's something about the home that you don't like that you can't change, so be it, cross it off the list. But there are so many things that you can change. You can change the paint color. You can even change the layout. You can change the lighting fixtures. You can change the faucets. There's so many things that you can change to make it the perfect home. It's important not to overlook those details. So just remember, nobody likes a desperate person. Don't hesitate to act. Don't ignore the market just because you don't know it. Never overpay. And most importantly, perfection doesn't exist. I mean, it's almost perfect.